In the year of the great eclipse, when the stars no longer danced over the kingdom of Aveloria, a storm whispered through the northern hills, carrying with it the scent of iron, ash, and betrayal. The kingdom had once been a land of peace, guarded by the ancient order of the Silver Flame, a knighthood bound by a sacred oath to protect the throne and the people. But after the mysterious death of King Alaric III and the vanishing of the heir, the realm fell into silence and suspicion. The throne was empty, the order broken, and darkness began to creep into the land. Enter Sir Caelum Viral. Among the fallen, there remained one knight who still wore his silver crest, Sir Caelum Viral, known in ballads as the Wolf of Highmoor. He was once a hero of many battles, but now he was a man haunted by a past oath, one he had broken. Banished from the capital and exiled to the forgotten forests of Greythorn, Caelum lived a quiet life in self-punishment, until the night the fire returned to the sky. A meteor struck the old ruins of Eldwyn Castle, awakening something ancient buried beneath. That same night, a wounded girl collapsed at Caelum's doorstep, her clothes torn, her arms tattooed with symbols of the first tongue, a language lost for centuries. She spoke a single word before fainting: crown. Her name was Lyra, and her eyes shimmered like silver under moonlight, a mark of the bloodline of the first queen, long thought extinct. She claimed to be the last rightful heir of Aveloria, hunted by the same men who had murdered her family. She carried an ancient map, a piece of an old prophecy, and a ring, the Seal of Thorns, once worn by King Alaric himself. "Help me reach the vault of Whispering Stone," she said, her voice steady despite her wounds. "Within it lies the silver crown, the only relic that can restore the realm and bind the shadows back to slumber." Caelum hesitated. He had sworn never again to fight under a banner, never to draw steel for kings or crowns. But he saw in Lyra's eyes the same fire he had once carried before betrayal, before the fall of his brothers. And so, against every vow he had made, he saddled his black warhorse, drew his rune-marked sword, and began a journey that would take them across cursed forests, shattered citadels, and into the very heart of the forgotten world. They traveled at dawn. Caelum rode his warhorse, black mane, while Lyra kept close behind on a smaller mare borrowed from a village elder. The air was cold and damp, and a fine mist clung to the trees like ghostly fingers. Every step forward felt like peeling back the skin of the past. Secrets buried long ago now clawing their way back to the surface. Their destination, the vault of Whispering Stone, hidden deep in the thorn wilds, a forest few dared to enter. It was said that the trees there whispered to travelers, driving them mad, or worse, showing them memories they were too weak to face. As they reached the edge of the woods, Lyra pulled her cloak tighter around her. "This place," she whispered, "it remembers pain." Caelum dismounted and placed a hand on the bark of a blackened tree. It pulsed faintly beneath his fingers, like a heartbeat. The legends were true. Man-mage the first trial, the whispering fog. An hour into the forest, the fog thickened, curling around their faces like living breath. Shadows moved within it, some too tall, others crawling on all fours. Lyra began to mutter words in the first tongue, forming protective wards in the air with her fingers. Then came the voices. You left them to die. You broke your oath. You are no knight. Caelum clenched his jaw. The fog was trying to break his mind. But Lyra placed her hand on his chest and whispered, "The past cannot chain the brave." The fog recoiled. The path ahead cleared for a heartbeat. They hurried forward, and the forest closed behind them like a trap resetting. Derelict House Part 4. The dead city of Vermont. Days passed. They crossed ruined bridges, swam through sunken marshes, and escaped a pack of starving direwolves. But their greatest test came when they entered the dead city of Vermont. Once a city of scholars and alchemists, now nothing but ash and bones. There, Caelum found something he never expected. A message carved in stone, in his own handwriting, though he had never been there. The crown is not what it seems. Protect the girl, at all costs. CV. How is this possible? Lyra asked. Caelum stared at the stone, heart racing. Had he been here before? In a dream? A forgotten life? A screech shattered the silence. From the highest tower of Vermont, a monstrous creature unfurled its wings. A night wraith, born of sorrow and shadow. Its eyes locked onto Lyra. She screamed as it dived, but Caelum was faster. He hurled his sword like a javelin. It pierced the creature's chest midair, shattering its shriek into dust. When silence returned, Lyra stood trembling, staring at Caelum like she had just seen a different man. "You were meant for more than exile," she whispered. Caelum didn't reply. He picked up his sword, and together they moved toward the mountains where the vault was said to lie. Mountain Part 5. The secret beneath the mountain. The vault of whispering stone was not a place, but a being. They found it beneath Mount Ravlorn, hidden behind a waterfall that sang with strange voices. Inside was not gold or relics, but a sleeping figure, tall as a tree, armored in silver bones, with a crown made of frozen starlight. It was a guardian of the old flame. Lyra approached, and the guardian stirred. Its voice was a chorus of echoes. She carries the blood, but her heart is untested. And he, the Oathbreaker, why should he be allowed to walk this sacred path again?